The Oscar Pistorius trial had all the ingredients to make it compulsive viewing for some. It had a good-looking, successful athlete at the height of his career and his good-looking model girlfriend who her friend said was on the brink of fame and fortune herself. Was it a tragic love story which just went horribly wrong because of an awful accident? Or was it the result of a jealous, mad, violent rage which ended up in the death of Reeva Steenkamp? But it also raised a whole vast multitude of issues, not least this one, the whole issue of guns in South Africa. Look at this footage. It was footage that Sky News uncovered and then was used during the trial. It shows Oscar Pistorius and illustrated not only his obsession with guns, but also highlighted how the whole of South Africa had a very almost loose attitude towards weapons. We heard during the course of the trial how Oscar Pistorius was holding a gun which went off in the middle of a crowded restaurant, and despite more than 200 people there, no one even called the police. It was considered almost normal. That was one of the main issues which was brought up. Second issue was all about Reeva Steenkamp. Was she a woman who was being abused by a controlling, jealous boyfriend? Certainly groups of ANC Women's League supporters came out every day of the trial to lend support to Reeva Steenkamp's mother, June. But that was always a bone of contention during the trial, whether she was being mentally, physically abused by a controlling boyfriend or not. Certainly, Oscar Pistorius and his defence team insisted they were in a very loving relationship, but the trial was used by some to highlight and focus in on how in South Africa many, many women are not only abused but also suffer silently with violent domestic abuse. Another issue was the whole issue of the trial itself and the televising of the trial. This was the first time in South African history that a criminal trial was broadcast live. An entire channel was devoted to covering the trial. It raised lots of issues about witness anonymity, about whether people would come forward. It also showed millions, not only those in South Africa, but around the world, South African justice in action. And many people followed it devotedly, day in, day out, not only on television, but also in social media. What will happen now? Will this lead to more broadcasting, not only in South Africa, but around the world? Or will it put people off? Will it scare witnesses? It also raised the whole issue of people who have disabilities. One of the central points of Oscar Pistorius' defence was whether his disability led to him reacting in a way that was out of kilter to any other person who had been born and lived with both their legs. Was he especially vulnerable? Did he react in such a startled, primal way that he had no control over his reactions when he went towards the noise that he said he heard? When his defence was that he was trying to look after both himself and his girlfriend. So this whole trial was much more than just about a shooting and the death of Reeva Steenkamp.